What is the benefit here? If you create object for the child, we can access the parent members as usual plus child members too. As the object is created for student, we can access the child class members, the student ID and marks. As the extends person is given, we can access the parent members too. So we are saying S dot. See, we can access the parent and child members. For example, student ID is equal to 102, 101, marks is equal to 80. Okay, we are printing the student ID and marks. In the middle, I am just printing the separated line for understanding. Right, let's compile and run this. So, hey TSC, please compile my file. So, TSC inheritance.ts. So, it will internally read this particular file and convert the same into respective JavaScript file. Let's execute this. Now we can see the parent object contains only the parent members, but child class object may contain the child members plus parent members also. So this is what we call it as the inheritance. So we have understood the inheritance topic. Next, let us try to understand the next topic, that is interfaces. What is interface? Interface looks like a class but not a class. Interface basically contains the list of properties and methods that you are going to create inside a class. What list of properties and methods that you are going to write inside the class, that list only present inside the interface. For example, I plan a class that contains some properties and methods like the employee registration ID, employee name and designation. These are the list of properties that I wanted to have. So since I definitely decided to write these particular properties, I can first fix them. I have to specify these particular list of properties and methods inside an interface. So first we have to create an interface. Based on an interface, we have to create the class. Interface doesn't provide any reusable properties and methods, but interface mainly represents the rules for writing the classes. So this class must and should contain a set of properties and methods. So that is the main intention of the interface. Interface restricts, specifies that these are the list of properties, methods that you are going to have in my class, in your class, in every class. This particular set of properties and methods I want to definitely have. So the list of properties, methods that you are going to write inside the class can be decided or declared by the interfaces. For example, you created an interface expecting we are receiving two numbers, that is A and B. We are going to perform addition and subtraction. So add is a method here, subtract is another method. So two properties, that is A and B, plus two methods, that is add and subtract. So with these properties and methods, you have to create an interface. That means it's your expectation. So I want these particular properties. So it is my responsibility to implement it. It is just like a for the textbook index. Index is available in the beginning of the book, which contain the list of chapters. So that means we are expecting this particular list of things, so that you have to implement it. That's why first we have to create an interface. Based on the interface, we are going to create a set of classes, one or more classes. What are the properties, methods declared in the interface that must be present in the class? So let's understand how to work with the interface practically. So interface development. First, step number 1, we have to create an interface. in order to create an interface, we should write interface followed by interface name, which specifies that okay, this is the name of the interface, and we have to specify that it is an interface because other people may think that it's a class. So we have to clearly specify that okay, we are going to create an interface, then followed by we have to provide the name of the interface, and then we have to create a class based on interface. The point is the class extends interface, or you can say implements interface. Class name implements interface name. Interface incorporates the business rules. What list of properties methods you are going to have inside the class that you must define in the interface. Interface is like giving a promise. Okay, these are the list of properties and methods that you are going to write. In another perspective, the interface is like a rule. The compulsory these class must be having these particular properties and methods. The rules, or you can say the representation or promise can be given by the interface. So inside the interface we can declare the property like this: property name, data type, method, arguments, then corresponding data type. We can create any number of arguments, then followed by a return type. So every property must be of a specific data type. What type of value you wanted to write here, that you can write. For example, you can give like a number, string, boolean, anything like that. And so with this, the interface is ready. We have to write the actual implementation of the same. So the same properties and methods can be declared here with the actual code. Actually, property declaration and definition syntax is same, but method declaration above, method implementation here. So what function body you would like to write for the methods, that can be written in the class but not in the interface. Interface contains only the method declaration, but class contains the method implementation with actual code. Then we have to create object for the class. So where reference variable is equal to new class name, then reference variable dot, we can access like property as well as method. So we can create an object for the class, then we are able to access the we are able to store its reference inside a reference variable, then we can access its property and method. So this is a way how to work with the interfaces. Okay, so first step, we have to create interface, then we have to create a class based on interface. The class implements interface. This syntax specifies the same point, and we have to create object for the class, then we can call the corresponding properties and methods. And this class may contain some additional properties and methods that are not exist in the interface. But what are the properties method declared in the interface that must be implemented in the class, otherwise the class cannot be compiled. Right, now let's try to create a simple program for the interfaces. Interface name, this is the syntax. So let's do one thing. Let's implement student ID and marks.